you say when you break a barrier that's more than 152 years old? If you're Cherie DeVaux, you say, I don't have any words right now. I'm just so happy for Golden Tempo. Golden Tempo helping her to become the first female trainer to ever win this historic race. That horse making a dramatic comeback to overtake the pack. The crowd was thrilled to the last second there as we look at the Twin Spires here, and it's thinning out.
Yeah.
2 more races here to go, but the excitement, you could feel it, and the winner's circle is right behind our set. I'm Brian Schlonsky here for Wave News, joined by my co-anchor Myra Ansari as we break down the race for you and talk about the next couple of races still to come your way. What a thrilling Derby.
What an amazing race. A bunch of us from Wave, we were all gathered together to watch the race, and it was just amazing to see this race, how it all unfolded. You talk about a full circle moment, Brian. You know, think about the 2 days that Jose Ortiz has won. He won the Oaks yesterday on Always a Runner, and then today the Kentucky Derby. I mean, it can't get any better than that.
Even though he hadn't won in 11 attempts in the Derby, he's still a very accomplished jockey. More than 3,100 races run and won, so we should have expected nothing less from him, and a great way to deliver history for the first female trainer to win it. It's been a celebration here in the winner's circle behind us. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear was there to hand off the trophy, and we tried to see as closely as we could the celebrations going on there from the winning team.
Yeah, they're right here.
A whole pack of people there joining in on the trophy presentation.
You know, you think about what this day means for horse racing and breaking barriers today for women. You know, a sport that's been really predominantly men. Today, what Cherie DeVaux did just really speaks volumes of the power of women in this industry now. It's funny, Brian, my daughter is at a party with a bunch of her fellow classmates, all girls. They were all watching the race, and all of us moms texting each other like girl power, how rewarding it was for us to see our little girls watching her accomplish what she did today.
We'll be working to get you the payouts in just a second, but I assure you they are big, especially if you bet something like a trifecta, for example, because the winning horse, Golden Tempo, entered with 23-1 odds. Renegade, the favorite, came in second, so 5-1. But how about third? Ocelli, 70-1, coming in third place. So if you get all three, I imagine some major money coming your way.
Yeah, what a race it was today. The weather, not the greatest, but I think overall the day was not bad really at all. There were times where we had that sunshine coming in and it warmed things up, but it's a great day here at Churchill Downs.
The excitement was from start to finish in this race. We already had 4 scratches leading up to the Derby, including one less than 12 hours before the race. Then, as the horses were being loaded into the gate, another surprise. One of the horses having a tough time getting in. Great White scratched just moments before the race. And as we break this down later with experts and handicappers and those in the equine industry, I imagine all that commotion before the starting gate opens has to play a role in how this race was finished.
But I can't imagine how heartbreaking it was for those connected to Great White to be in the starting gate and then seconds before, no, it's not going to happen.
All right, well, the winning time was 2:02:27. Let's watch it back now.
And ready for the start. They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Renegade getting bunched about on the inside. He did get in a little bit of traffic. Wonder Dean goes out to the front with 6 speed on the outside, and Denon Bourbon is up close with So Happy as well. So it's these 4 to set the pace. Then Emerging Market, Pavlovian to the outside, Potente and Litmus Test along the rail. Break of 2 to Further Ado's in between Chief Wannabe and Robusta. 3 to Intrepido and Incredibolt, and then Commandment, who finds himself about 10 lengths off the lead. Then it's a big gap back to Renegade, who was a little bit of traffic there on that first turn. Ocelli is next. And then come the 2 trailers, Albus and late running Golden Tempo. So on to the backstretch they go here in the Kentucky Derby. 6 speed as expected, setting the pace of 46.44. Opening half mile here. The lead is 2 lengths. So Happy and Japan's Denon Bourbon heads apart. Second and third. Wonder Dean is 4th in behind them. Litmus Test is 5th along the rail. Then Emerging Market, Pavlovian. Further Ado is in behind them. Further Ado about 7 lengths behind under John Velasquez. And then Potente down to the inside and Chief Wannabe. Commandment has 7 to make up. He's outside of Intrepido. Then Incredibolt.
ahead of the pack and overtaking everyone. Again, finishing in that 2:02:27. Finished third in the Louisiana Derby and the Rising Star Stakes, but wasn't really considered a serious contender in the Run for the Roses. And there it is, celebration in the owner's suite there, as everybody knows that their horse has made history.
All right, so we are going to go now to our Kendrick Haskins with the trainer of O'Selly. Hey, Kendrick.
Hey, Myra and Brian, we're here with Whit Beckman, trainer for O'Selly. Second place finish, not a win, but third place, but you're there, you hit the board.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he was a super long shot on the board, came in as a maiden, but showed he belonged with these horses.
Well, a maiden race, still hadn't broken his maiden. I mean, to be here, I mean, how special is this?
Yeah, he's always trained like a horse that had way more ability. It's just a matter of circumstance.
Okay.
But, yeah, watching him come down the lane, moving so well, passing horses, you know, it was a real thrill. I mean, this is the race I always dream about. You know, I'm from here. This is, you know, where it is, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
But to see, witness history happen for Cherie, how special is that?
Yeah, I've known Cherie a long time. I couldn't be happier for her and her team. I know what it takes to get to this point, so my hat's off to her, and hope they enjoy it.
Coming down that stretch run, what did you see?
I mean, we were just in a good spot. Tyler rode a great race. He was passing horses. He was moving well, you know, but it is for a split second, you know, everything went silent. Thought maybe we could get there, and then the reality of this is the toughest horse race in the world, and, you know, got a little, just got past at the end, but hats off to the horse.
Running the Preakness, you're still trying to decide?
We'll figure that out later, yeah.
All right. Congratulations, though. Third place is still a great race. Yeah. Louisville's own Whit Beckman, trainer for O'Selly. Third place finish in the Kentucky Derby, guys.
Louisville's own Kendrick Haskins trying to break some news there, figuring out if the show runner in the Derby would run next in the Preakness, the second leg of the Triple Crown. Of course, he wasn't going to spill the beans just yet. Yeah. They'll have to check out the horses, make sure they're all healthy before we know what's coming our way for the Preakness and the Belmont. But wow, coming in 70-1 odds and managing to place in the money. That's big for a Louisville native.
That is big. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us here on Wave.
Churchill Downs, where we have just wrapped a historic Kentucky Derby, the 152nd running, seeing a female trainer take a horse across the finish line first for the very first time. Golden Tempo winning it with a time of 2:02:27, going off at 23-1 odds. As we take a live look here at the first turn, an area a lot of fans were going nuts as the horses passed. It was a way different race at that point, way early on, before they turned that final turn and crossed the finish line. Right now, as you saw, it's a little sparse here with the crowd, but there are still 2 more races to go. So hopefully everyone who's sticking around here at Churchill Downs will have more fun, more excitement, but you can't top the Derby.
No, you cannot. I mean, I was so excited to feel the energy in the crowd. Wave News reporter Julia Richardson was there watching it all. Julia, you're joining us from the First Turn Club.
Yeah, Myra. Well, I was with you guys just a little bit ago at the First Turn Club. You know how exciting this race was. This is actually my first Derby, and it definitely lived up to the hype. Right now, it's a little less crowded than it was a little bit earlier, but we actually have some friends that are going to join us. Come on, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Tell us how you liked the race. What did you think of it? Impressions.
You know, this is my first time being here at the Kentucky Derby, and it's just been awesome. The race was great. I mean, the pomp and circumstance from everything that went around, it was just absolutely beautiful. So I really enjoyed it, and we won, so I'm happy.
I was about to ask, so that's the horse that you bet on?
19 was in our exacta box, so we won.
And this is your first Derby for both of you. And you guys, you won on your first Derby.
We won.
And okay, so you guys are from Louisiana, right? They told me a little bit before this interview. And why did you want to come? Tell me why you wanted to come.
So for us, it's been on our bucket list, right? And we've been going out for 27 years, betting the Derby and going to other places like Vegas. But this was the time that we wanted to come and really hang out, and it has been unbelievable, right? Yeah. So can't wait to come back. We both need to bring our wives. They want the hats and the dresses, so it'll be a different experience. But this has been fantastic. The people have been absolutely beautiful here in Louisville, and it's just been a great time.
Thank you guys so much. And of course, there are still a few more races, so a lot of people are sticking around. Again, not as crowded as it was before, but I'm going to send it back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Julia. So going into the race today, we talked about how this could be a family affair. Bill Mott winning the 2025 Kentucky Derby. His son Riley had 2 horses in the race this year. Bill had another one. So we thought, would this be a father-son duo for the crown on the trainer side of things? Instead, it was still a family affair, only it was the jockeys. It was Jose Ortiz beating out his brother, Erad, who was riding Renegade, passing him down that final stretch to take first. Renegade coming in second. So family still rules here at the track today.
Absolutely. And you talk about a family that has deep roots in thoroughbred racing. What a day and a weekend for them. Again, we're going to have much more coverage for you coming up here on
Infield, baby.
Yeah, the infield. Oh, look at all that trash. Someone's got to be picking it up soon here.
We'll get to it later.
We're going to take a break and be right back, Coach.
We are back live out here at Churchill Downs as we take a look at the left-hand side of your screen. This is the final order of the Derby race. The top 3 we know, Golden Tempo, Renegade, and Oselli. Here's how the rest finished.
All right, I know a lot of folks had their eye on Renegade. Renegade came in second, and then Oselli, who Kendrick Haskins, he just talked to the trainer, Louisville native and local guy from here, Whit Beckman, and also then coming in 4th, Chief Wallaby, and coming in 5th, Dannon Bourbon. A lot of folks wondered, would this be the year of a Japanese horse, but not this year. Coming in number 6, Incredible. Coming in number 7, Commandment. That was my pick. That was Dawn's pick. And Kendrick's pick. Horse trained by Louisville native Brad Cox. And then number 8, Wonder Dean, the other Japanese horse that we had here on the track. So happy. Coming in 10th. That was your pick, Brian. And he just had that story that so many people were rooting for with his trainer who just recently lost his wife. My other pick was Emerging Market that came in 11th.
Yeah, middle of the pack there. As you look to the bottom of your screen, Great White was the horse that scratched just before the race as they were trying to load into the starting gate. The Puma scratched less than 12 hours before we were set to kick off this Kentucky Derby. So things were moving and changing right until the first gun and sent them down the track. We're looking at the track here, speaking of the first turn, where we are getting ready for another race. The approximate post time was 8 p.m., so that would be 4 minutes away. But again, that's just approximate. Sometimes they bump these things a little bit. Obviously, a big trophy presentation is in order when the Derby is the race before yours. But we will be able to bring you this race on our stream. So if you're working on putting some bets in, it's the Sonny's Halo presented by Arena Americas.
You know, seeing the horses go into the starting gate, I know you've seen many races, and it's always kind of one of those nerve-wracking moments. But to see a horse scratch seconds before the race, that's very unusual.
All right, so we have the press conference going on talking about the winners. So let's take that live.
We're going to go to that here in a second once it gets started.
They're setting up in there.
They're setting up in there. A lot to get to, a lot of people to get in order here. But as you mentioned, the other race here is going to be starting any second. You know, I was looking at a little bit of the pedigree of Golden Tempo. He was the son of Curlin, and Curlin was the Hall of Fame thoroughbred that won the Preakness and the Breeders' Cup Classic in 2007. And Golden Tempo's mother is Karumba.
Here is the press conference room as the media circus getting ready to happen here as we speak. Everybody get in position. Of course, we want to hear from Cherie DeVaux, the first female trainer to win this race, and Jose Ortiz winning his first Kentucky Derby in 11 attempts. Here's the payouts. It was a nice one, depending on what you picked. A $2 bet in Golden Tempo would have paid you $48.24. A $2 exacta bet on this this same result. 278.86. Dollar bet on the trifecta would have won you $11,250.78 if anybody went full exacta. But you see, this is why this is so tough to do, because Renegade was in so many people's picks, right?
Yeah.
Whether they had trifectas, he was in pretty much everything that I put in there. Golden Tempo, people were rooting for because of the trainer, right? We love the story. Oselli, though, 70-1 odds, unless you have some sort of connection or maybe you've watched that horse run before. That's a tough one to picture somebody putting those three together. I'd like to see the stories as we go through the next couple days unfolding. Who picked the perfect three and why they made that selection? Why? That's the thing that I really want to know.
Okay, next year when we're doing this, remind me to go for the long shot.
Well,
yesterday we had the long shot with Always a Runner, and then today again with Golden Tempo. So that's what I'm going to do next year.
Yeah. All right, we're still standing by that press conference. We're thinking that's getting ready to get kicked off. Let's take you there live.
You know, I'm so proud of Golden Tempo, really proud of Jose, and I'm so grateful to Vinny and Teresa, Viola of St. Elias, and Daisy and Ogden of Phipps Stables.
Cherie, can we just walk through the race together? Can you tell me, first of all, just what's in your mind, say, approaching the first turn, you're 15 to 20 lengths behind, but he's settling in well. What are you thinking at that point?
That's how he runs, so it's not like we really did anything different than he hadn't done in his previous starts. You know, there was a lot of speed on tap on paper, and that materialized. And you know, I watched Jose come up and get himself in position going into the final turn. And about the 3/16 pole, I thought, we're probably going to win this. And then I really kind of blacked out after that.
Well, tell us what you do remember. We saw on the NBC feed you going crazy with your entourage.
Yeah.
What were you saying? What was going through your mind?
I couldn't believe it. None of us really can believe it. There was a joke that I'm going to be a one and done, but now I think I'm going to have to do this again.
Jose, capping off an incredible weekend for you. Can you take us through the trip?
Yeah, I knew my horse was a deep closer, so I don't have any interest on being involved early. You can see the way I broke. I just want to go to the rail and save ground, you know. So I did that, and I was hoping for a big run late, and I was hoping for a fast pace, and I'm glad we had it.
Did you feel coming into the stretch like you still had a lot of horse? You had a chance to go inside, but you went around, so it looked like you knew you had horse.
I don't want to mess with the inside with 20 horse too. I've done it in the past. Not good. I felt like I had horse, so I was following Irad on Renegade, and I felt like we were moving along very nice. So I felt like going outside of him wasn't gonna hurt me. I think he was the horse to beat. So I'm just very happy we won the race.
Cherie, Daisy said a few moments ago that she was quietly confident coming into the race after the works at Keeneland. Can you just talk about your mindset coming into the race with what on paper was a long shot, but it seemed like your group felt pretty good?
Well, we had a plan. Even right after the comp when he won, we talked that, you know, he's a horse that's going to continue to develop and mature. And if we had enough the goal was not to win those races, the goal was to win this race. So each race was a building point to get here. And we had an idea, I had an idea, and our team, I'm so grateful to our team and to Jose, because Jose came out and worked him for us. You know, we had the plan going 6 weeks from the Louisiana Derby into the Kentucky Derby, and I had an idea of how we wanted to get there. And you know, it's hard. You know, I can have all the ideas in the world, but if my staff and my team can't enact it, it's just not. So I'm just so grateful, and I'm so blessed for everyone on our team and to Jose.
Cherie, you know that a lot of the stories are going to lead with the fact that you are the first woman to train a Kentucky Derby winner. What's your reaction to that?
I'm just glad I don't have to answer that question anymore.
Daisy, I'd like to come to you and you run what is an iconic, very influential stable. What does this mean to the Phipps stable to win the Kentucky Derby?
I mean, this is everything to anybody in horse racing, really. This is what we breed to race. This is why you do it, to be on stages like this. And the way he ran and the way he was raised at Claiborne Farm, there's just so many people to thank in this. Claiborne, Barry Eisman, who broke him, Jose, his groom, Enrique, who's his exercise rider, obviously Cherie, who runs that team. It's been an unbelievable group effort. He's been a pleasure to be around. It's been a really fun campaign.
Vinny, a few moments ago when you saw Daisy, you said a homebred. What does it mean that this is a homebred? I mean, it's enough to win the Derby, but to do it with a homebred.
It was very special because a bunch of thought went into that breeding. Going back to it, I got to give John Sparkman a huge acknowledgement here. He was very, very, very certain about curling with that mare, and it feels really special.
Cherie, tell us more about the progression over the past few months in New Orleans and how you got to this point today, having won the Kentucky Derby.
Training Golden Tempo has really been a treat. There's not a lot of times when a colt that is as big as he is as pleasurable as he is. I mean, he is just such a consummate professional. He's got a wonderful personality. So really, he allowed us to train him, and he responded to what we asked him to do throughout each process. He improved each race. We trained him a bit hard in between, and he showed up for us every time. He's done everything we've asked of him, and obviously winning the Kentucky Derby.
Jose, winning the Oaks and the Derby in the same weekend, not too bad.
Not at all.
And your first Derby.
Yep. Yeah, unbelievable.
How's it feel?
It feels great. Unbelievable weekend, but it's the result of all the hard work I put in for the last 15 years. I'm just very happy I get to win this race, and I'm very happy for Vinny, Teresa, Cherie, Daisy, Danny, all the team back in the barn. I mean, they work so hard with these horses, and it takes a lot of people to win a race like this, and I just want to be thankful. I feel blessed to be here. I'm just very thankful to all of them.
May I say something?
But by all means, you can say whatever you want. You just won the Kentucky Derby.
Well, I want to commend, I've known Jose since he was a kid, him and Irad, since they were babies. And it's been such a pleasure to watch. They're both extraordinary human beings. They're hard workers. And I've watched Jose develop, and we've done a lot together. But just to know him from the very beginning to now, it's a complete honor, and I'm so proud of you.
And Cherie, Jose was on him all winter in New Orleans. Were you worried that you would be able to keep him for this race when you got here?
It did. I did reach out to Steve Rushing, his agent, and I said, please put my mind to rest. You are going to ride my horse, right? And Jose, when Jose decided to come to Kentucky, they really put all in on us. Jose, as soon as he made that career change and moved, we've done unbelievable things. We won our first Breeders' Cup. So yes, I did ask apprehensively when I knew there was going to be a couple moving around, but just so thankful that it worked out for us.
Oh, and congrats to Steve Rushing. What a weekend. Vinny, you had something you wanted to share?
I want to make sure we thank the head of our racing operations, Monique Delk. Teresa and I asked her to basically move down to Louisville. I think you've been here for about 3 weeks, Monique. So she's really the heart and soul of our operation. Thank you.
Let's take some questions. Pat Forty.
Pat Forty from Sports Illustrated. Jose, for you, have you had a chance to process being in a stretch duel with your brother for the Kentucky Derby, and then what was the interaction after the wire?
Well, obviously, I felt like he was on a closer on Renegade, a little uncomfortable position, so I knew he was going to drop a little bit to the back. But I also knew he's a very nice horse, so I was expecting him to run a very good race, maybe win it. So it was one of my target to follow, and I did. I wasn't expecting it, but I was like, I could see it happening, but I don't know it was gonna be second. It's good for him. He runs second. Like I said before, hopefully he get the opportunity to win it one day, but it wasn't today.
Yes, sir. If you could tell us your name and what outlet you're with.
Yeah, Dan Walken, Yahoo Sports for Daisy and I guess Vinny. When did you start sending horses to Cherie, and what did you notice about her that made you want to send her horses?
What was it, 2 years ago? Last year and this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We've sent her 3 or 4 horses, and she's done a fantastic job. Cherie and I have known each other for a number of years. Her husband's a good friend of mine also. I've been watching the way she trains. She's in Kentucky. I live in Kentucky. And I love the way she works with horses. I love the way she develops a horse, and Vinny and Monique and I all had those talks about different horses that we wanted to send to her, and we thought Golden Tempo would be a great match, and it was.
Jenny Reese.
Jenny Reese with, among my hats I'm wearing is also, you're on alert, the Preakness media team. But I have a question for each set of owners, one for the Phippses. 13 years ago, you all won the Derby with Orb and with Stuart Janney. So talk about just carrying on, how important that is to carry on the family legacy with another Derby winner. And then my question is going to be for the Violas about how this compares with a Stanley Cup championship, which would be very hard to breed a champion Stanley Cup team, I'm thinking.
I have the post-Derby press conference here taking place with the winning team there. It was really interesting to hear Cherie DeVaux say it was a joke that I was going to be a one and done. It feels so good. She says, I think I'm going to do it again.
Exactly. And it was interesting with it. Somebody said you're going to be known as the first female trainer to win the Kentucky Derby. People could stop asking her that question. She is now going to be holding that title for a very long time. So very happy for her.
Now it's about trying to do it again. All right, stay with us here on Wave News. More coverage of Derby 152 after this short break.
Derby Day Scrapbook is sponsored by Twin Spires.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
Changes the numbers every year.
You've
between the Twin Spires many times. Yeah. Oh yeah, we call him the sign guy, and he's on it, waiting to watch the race, see who wins, and put that iconic name up there with history in the paddock.
I don't don't know about you, Brian, when you see the reaction of people who are connected to the horse and the jockey and the trainer winning, you can't help but just to smile with them, to feel their energy. I mean, it's just contagious.
I think this will be the image that people visiting Churchill Downs over the next year are going to make sure that they get on their phone. Golden Tempo 2026, enshrined in the beautiful paddock here at Churchill Downs for all time here, the winning horse in the Derby. It was interesting, too, to see some of those camera angles where the horses are coming down the rail there, and it's the upshot shooting them as they're running. Those are placed there way ahead of time. A lot of people, all the photographers that are credentialed for that, set them in place and put them off with timers.
Oh, yeah.
To get that great iconic shot. A lot different now how they do it than what they used to do back in the day with film.
You got some really good pictures, too. You were out and about taking pictures.
Yeah, well, I tried my best. Let's go to Julia Richardson now. She is in the first turn hanging out. Hopefully, any fans left there with you? There's a few behind us, Julia.
Yeah, Brian and Myra, I actually do have some people here. They're from New York and Virginia, and this is all of your guys' first Derby, right?
That's right. Yeah, we came for my friend Jesse's bachelor party. This is the last of the guys to get married, so we figured we'd do it right and do it big.
And then you guys, it's also your first Derby.
That is correct. We are here for his 50th birthday.
Yep, it was on our bucket list.
And how was the race for you guys, watching the race? I know you said you lost a lot of money today.
We did. But, you know, it was great. The fashion was great. Everybody's been wonderful, and we've just had the best time.
It's been a great experience. I mean, the people of Louisville have been awesome. Everybody here has been great. It just people going out of their way to help you find stuff, do whatever you need to do.
And obviously the big race is over. Are you guys staying for the rest of the night, or what are your guys' plans going forward?
Yeah, look, we had a good day at the Oaks yesterday gambling. We lost it back today. We were going to stick around and try to make it back, but you know, I'm just happy to be part of such a historic comeback in the main event. What a race.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And I'm going to send it back to you guys, Brian and Myra.
All right, Julia, glad to see so many people feeling welcome when they're visiting us here in Louisville.
Yeah, speaking of, we were wondering in the commercial break what parties are going on tonight. It's funny that Friday night is such a big gala night heading up to the Derby, but then Saturday, a lot of the places here in town stay open really late. I saw those guys that took their picture earlier.
Oh, I like that hat.
Let's see how that turns out. His back says Derby 152. Stay with us here on Wave News. We're rolling on our post-Derby coverage right after this.
Taking a live look here out at Churchill Downs. I think we have one more race left, right?
We do indeed. That's why everyone's hanging around here. The weather is beautiful. I think it's warmed up a bit since earlier. It feels great. Everybody's lively with energy. A lot of hats still in the audience. So why not stick around, see it till the very end, let traffic clear out, and then enjoy Louisville, Kentucky on a spring May Saturday.
You know, I wonder how you're feeling today if you're Jose Ortiz. He said, you know, today he just felt really blessed. And it was great to see how you could see that emotion in him when they were in the press conference today.
It's an interview everyone will be looking to get this week, including our very own Kendrick Haskins, who joins us live now with more from the paddock area. Kendrick, all right, I know you're itching to talk to him.
Hey guys, I'm just scrolling through my phone looking at the payouts because I didn't make any money. But if you bet $2 on Golden Tempo to win, you won $48.24. The trifecta was incredible. A 50-cent trifecta from this race paid $5,625.39. Even better, a $1 superfecta, which means you got the places of all four horses, $94,489.95. Long story short, there was a lot of money to be made thanks in large part to what Cherie DeVaux was able to do, make history here at the Kentucky Derby, the first female trainer ever to win the Kentucky Derby. Great night out here for history makers and a great night for racing here at Churchill Downs, guys.
Yes, it was. Kendrick, thank you so much for being out there in the paddock for us.
Stay with us here on Wave. We've got more on our post show coming up next. Here's a live look at the sun setting on L&N Stadium, just on the other side of Churchill Downs. And there's that winner's circle where just, about an hour ago, we had the first female trainer ever greeted by the owners, the governor, the bugler, and a bunch of adoring fans happy that their horse won the Kentucky Derby. Cherie DeVaux in the post press conference there said that we had a plan. Where do you think she learned that?
Yes, I think she got some inspiration from another winning trainer, Chad Brown.
He's had a big weekend.
He also had a big weekend, winning with Always a Runner yesterday in the Kentucky Oaks. And also, Jose Ortiz was on Always a Runner, okay? So
Oaks Derby connection.
Exactly. You talk about everything kind of being connected, right? So Cherie DeVaux worked with Chad Brown up until 2018 when she broke off to do her own thing. She started her own stable in 2018. She was serving as an assistant to Chad Brown for 8 years and decided, I'm going to go on my own. And look at how successful she's been.
So what you've just done is solved how to be a master bettor. So you look at the Oaks, say, okay, here's the trainer. Who did he train?
Yeah.
Cherie DeVaux. Who was his jockey? Okay, running again tomorrow. Boom, there's a connection. That's what we should have bet.
And it is incredible. You know, Jose Ortiz winning yesterday, and then today the Oaks and Derby. And, you know, Cherie DeVaux said the mindset was they had a plan, that this is a horse that is going to continue to develop and mature, and he certainly did today.
I can't wait to see that trophy someday on display in the Kentucky Derby Museum for all to see. A lot of visitors going to be excited to see that one because huge piece of history. Stay with us here on Wave. More from Churchill Downs and the Twin Spires coming up next. Let's take you to the infield, why don't we? Still a lot of folks hanging out there post-Derby. This place historically a chaotic party scene. Little less rowdy there today. Over the decades, you might remember mud wrestling, sometimes in the nude, porta potty dash races, sometimes in the nude, streaking, always in the nude, flagpole climbing. Can't remember if that guy had clothes on. Marty Pearl would know. They leave all kinds of things there.
That would kind of be dangerous in the nude, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
The good thing is no porta potties are tipped over. Everything seems to be upright. Most people seem to be upright as well.
I spent quite a bit of time in the infield today, and the crowd was great. You know, we say they're not as rowdy, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. They're really invested in horse racing and this event, and they took things seriously, and they treated this place right.
So no crazy buffoonery out there?
Not that I saw. I also rained a little bit while I was walking around meeting people.
You spent some time out there.
I was all over this track today.
Yeah, good. All right, so big thank you to the crews that are going to be coming in and cleaning up all of this to make the track look beautiful once again. All right, we are going to take a quick break and be back with more coverage here on Wave. Stay with us. Question is going to be, are we going to see a Golden Tempo in the Preakness on May 16th? Is it too early?
Well, Kendrick was already asking those questions in the there he is. You were asking the other trainers that question. I knew they weren't going to give you an answer, but good on you for trying, Kendrick.
Hey, it's the first question you ask. Are you going to run in the Preakness? The big winner tonight, aside from Cherie DeVaux, was Olivia, our morning show anchor. She said she won $200 and something. But real quick, the attendance for tonight here at the Kentucky Derby was 150,415. Big attendance tonight for the 152nd Kentucky Derby. Let's go over to, who am I going to? Julia.
Hey guys, okay, so we are no longer in the First Turn Club. We are kind of in the area near the front of Churchill Downs. It's thinning out a little bit, but a lot of people are still in high spirits now. This was actually my first Derby, and I'm in high spirits. I had a great time. I hope all of you guys did too, so I'm going to go back to you.